Bosun, post the side boys. Welcome, family and friends, to the graduation ceremony for Class 2201. Please rise for the arrival of the official party, parading of colors, and the invocation. Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, arriving. Commander, Submarine Group 10, arriving. Bosun, retire the side boys. Color guard, post the colors. Singing the national anthem will be the NNPTC choir. Military, and salute. March.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Color guard, retire the colors. Ready, two. Chaplain Canales will now deliver the invocation.
Please join us in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to pause and take time to celebrate the accomplishments of these sailors as a recognition of their hard work, commitment, and endurance they displayed to successfully complete one of the most difficult training programs in the world. We're also thankful for the support of their SOPOs, instructors, class directors, and advisors who journeyed with them, helping to prepare them for their next challenge ahead. We also give you thanks for their families and friends who have traveled here today to celebrate their sailors' amazing accomplishments. Many times it is their family and friends who are the source of strength and encouragement these sailors need to push forward through all the stress and adversity they face. Please bless all those here in attendance, and please be with those who are not able to travel but are here with us in spirit. May their families be a constant source of love and strength throughout these sailors' careers. Lord, bless this time, and may your presence be felt here today. In your holy name I pray, amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Captain Scott McGinnis, Commanding Officer, Naval Nuclear Power Training Command.
morning, distinguished military and civilian guests, NNPTC staff and students, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Nuclear Power School Class 2201. Before I continue with the prepared remarks, I wanted to say thank you for Lieutenant General Smythe for coming. Also, there's a friend and shipmate, Chris Horgan, I wanted to recognize before I begin. Chris, I think your name is still up in the halls for having such an incredible GPA here. And that GPA has shown your years of service have reflected that where you don't just graduate GPAs, but we graduate incredible officers like yourself. Thank you. Also, the three colonels from the United States Army, my Naval Academy self is really excited about your conversations around the dinner table for the next few decades about your family members being a Navy nuke. I'm just super excited about that. I'd like to welcome spouses, family members, and friends of our graduating sailors. Your presence demonstrates your continued love and support, and I know it's appreciated by our students. You should be very proud of these men and women. They have demonstrated perseverance and hard work in their successful completion of demanding academic requirements that is nuclear power school. Our graduates today number 449, and they share the common bond of completing quote-unquote nuke school, joining a legion of highly respected professionals, over 135,000 strong, responsible for over 60 years of safe, accident-free reactor operation around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to introduce today's guest speaker, Rear Admiral John Spencer. Admiral Spencer is a career submarine officer, graduated from the United States Naval Academy before starting nuclear power school. He served on Maryland, Billfish, Jefferson City, San Juan, and commanded USS Philadelphia and Submarine Squadron 16. Admiral Spencer's distinguished career ashore includes instructor duty at Naval Nuclear Power School, operations officer at Submarine Squadron 11, deputy commander of Submarine Squadron 8, policy section of the Office of Secretary of Defense, EA2 commander, STRATCOM, director, Nuclear Enterprise Directorate, Defense Threat Reduction Agency. In June of 2020, Admiral Spencer assumed the role of commander, Submarine Group 10. It's my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce an accomplished naval leader, my nuclear power instructor, CMR, and personal mentor, Rear Admiral John Spencer.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. I've not been to one of these nuclear power school graduations since I graduated many years ago. And this is quite a stunning and spectacular event. I mean, the number of family and friends and parents that are here, it's pretty overwhelming. So it really is an honor to be back here in Charleston to recognize the class of 2201 and the great work that they've done. I also kind of acknowledge some of the VIPs in the crowd today. Of course, they are VIPs, but really they're parents today more than anything else. Scott mentioned Lieutenant General Smythe. He's here with his son, Paul Smythe. Ms. Holly Vadova, who's the Director of Bureau of Competition at the Federal Trade Commission, is mother to Daniel Vadova. Welcome. Colonel Hansu Pak, U.S. Army retired, father to Alexis Pak. Colonel Joseph Yon, U.S. Army, father to Joshua Yon. Also, Captain Horgan, Chris Horgan, old shipmate of mine, also a graduate of Nuclear Power School. Here today is the father of Alexander Horgan. Captain Jeffrey Volz, retired, father to Henry Volz. And then lastly, Colonel Greg Scheidhauer, father to Kevin Scheidhauer. So ladies, gentlemen, welcome. I also note the exodus from the Army to the Navy. I applaud that. I applaud that as well. I also want to, for each of these classes, both the officers and the enlisted, they have staff that are the leadership for those classes. And having filled that role many years ago, I know that it's an important job. So for the officer class, Lieutenant Moore was their class director. For the enlisted class, here Chief Murray. So thank you very much for your leadership for bringing these folks into the school and through graduation. I'll start by saying for the graduates, you are graduating from the most technically challenging classroom in the Department of Defense. Now, I haven't been everywhere, so I may not be qualified to say it. But I'm going to say that today, that this is probably the most technically challenging classroom that anywhere exists within the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines. So you should be very proud of what you've done by graduating from this. You've taken the first step towards joining the elite teams that run our nuclear-powered aircraft carriers and submarines. These are elite teams that have a tradition of very high standards, a tradition of excellence, a proud record of safety, and proudly are stewards of these important naval nuclear propulsion plants. So that's to say, this is an important step for you, but much will be expected in the future. You'll be expected to carry on that high tradition, be part of that legacy of excellence, and by passing through this first and significant hurdle, you've made great strides towards that accomplishment. As alluded to, a couple personal notes. Nuke School is special to me. Like all or most submarine officers upon commissioning, this is the first place that I was stationed. I should caveat, it actually was in Orlando back then, but the school is essentially the same. And Scott's comments about, the GPA doesn't make the officer, I'm testament to that. For those of you like in about the 50% of your class, there's hope for you, okay? But besides graduating as a student and then completing my first assignment on a submarine, which was on the Maryland, I came back here 3 years later to be an instructor. So I taught courses in chemistry, material science, radiological fundamentals, to students like Scott McGinnis. And I'll mention another personal note. So my daughter is a sophomore in high school right now, taking her first college prep chemistry course, and it continuously frustrates her that I'm not able to help her with her homework. And she's like, Dad, I thought you taught like this postgraduate course in chemistry at one point. And I said, well, Sophia, that was a long time ago. In retrospect, I really wasn't that good at it either. So, the joking aside, it was a special tour being back here as an instructor. To be re-immersed in the high standards of the Naval Nuclear Propulsion Program, to be interacting with the next generation of officers, in this case I taught on the officer side, to be interacting with the next generation of officers that are going to go out and man our submarines, to work on our prototypes. That was a great experience. And it most importantly for me, kind of developed dozens and dozens of lifelong relationships and friendships out of that experience. And so, guys like Scott McGinnis is one of my students who I've also had a career professional interaction with, and there are dozens and dozens of those folks out there. So that was a great experience for me. So for those of you that are here as instructors, especially for the submarine and the surface warfare officers as instructors, remember this is an important time. You're meeting some of the folks you're going to be serving with for the next 20 years or so. Okay, a few other comments I wanted to make today. I'd like to try to draw a parallel between 30 years ago. It's almost exactly to the week 30 years ago that I graduated from nuclear power school in March of 1992, and that the changing security environment that the folks in my generation were experiencing, and then maybe draw a parallel to what's possibly going on for the folks sitting out here that are graduating here today in 2022. Now, some of these historical references will be more familiar to the parents in the crowd than to the students, because it has to do with things that occurred in our lifetime. And I hope that you'll see the parallel, and you'll see that the value of the Naval Nuclear Propulsion Program has shown through the years as we face different security challenges. When I started my kind of matriculation towards receiving my commission in 1987, we were completely immersed in the Cold War, with a singular nationwide Department of Defense and Navy focus on the Soviet Union. You know, and if you'd asked me back then, if I was really paying attention, I'm not sure, hey, what was going to be the challenge for your career? It was going to be the Soviets and the Soviet Navy in particular for me wearing a Navy uniform. But then, by 2 years later, the Berlin Wall fell in 1989. By the time I graduated and got commissioned and came to nuclear power school in 1991, the Cold War was fading in the rearview mirror. And so we were at kind of an impasse in the Navy as a nation, like, well, what is going to be our value? What will I do, in my case, as a submarine officer for my career to help, you know, defend our nation? Well, we started getting early signs of that. It was in 1993 that the first attempt at taking down the World Trade Center occurred. You know, it's not as a spectacular historical marker as some of the other things that occurred, but it was in 93 that the first Al-Qaeda operative placed a bomb in the parking garage at the World Trade Center, caused a huge explosion, hundreds and hundreds of injuries, but it didn't bring down the tower, which is what the intent was. And that was really our first encounter, or one of the earliest encounters, with what would be a continuous acts of violence against us by terrorist organizations. Now, of note, we didn't take any military action against anyone after that 1993 bombing. I mean, probably as a country, we still hadn't quite really figured out how we were going to deal with these loosely affiliated, non-state-sponsored groups of terrorists. But you fast forward 5 years later, in 1998, and also not as famous a historical event that many of you probably remember that are my age. It was in Tanzania and Kenya that Al-Qaeda attacked 2 U.S. embassies, and this was a much bigger and spectacular attack. They killed over 200 people. Over 4,000 people were injured. And this, I think, was our first wake-up call as a nation that we were facing a new security challenge. And the importance for this group, and for the folks involved in this business, it was folks like us that were involved with naval nuclear propulsion that were involved in the first military strikes that went after this new type of enemy. It was the submarine USS Columbia that launched Tomahawks into Afghanistan against these Al-Qaeda camps. It was ships associated with the Lincoln Carrier Strike Group that launched their Tomahawks into Afghanistan. So early on, when we first started wrestling with this new security threat, the country called upon submarines and ships powered by nuclear power to be responsive to it. Of course, we then fast forward to the post 9/11 era, when we had wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. You know, by October 4th, when we started the Operation Enduring Freedom, which was the effort in Afghanistan, by October 4th, we already had 2 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers off that coast. Those aircraft carriers launched their aircraft on that first night of that war and started the campaign to take down the Taliban and to get rid of Al-Qaeda. Also in that initial wave of attacks was the USS Providence, a nuclear-powered submarine, launching their Tomahawks. And of note, also 2 allied UK nuclear-powered submarines, the Triumph and the Trafalgar, were also launching in their attacks. So once again, early on in a conflict, a new national security threat. It was the ships and the submarines powered by the type of reactors that you folks were learning about here over the last 6 months, powered by those reactors that were important to our initial response. There are other events as we fought these various wars and the campaign against terror. I mean, in the 2011 strikes against Libya, which was titled Operation Odyssey Dawn, USS Florida, a submarine from where I'm stationed in Kings Bay at Submarine Group 10, launched over 90 Tomahawks in a single attack. Arguably one of the most, the largest conventional attack from sea in the history of naval warfare was carried out by one of our nuclear-powered submarines. So, what does that have to do? What does that history have to do with this class here? Well, here we are in 2022, and then for about the last 4 or 5 weeks of your classes, as you've been studying for your final exams and your comprehensive exams, we've watched, I think, as a potential and significant change in the national security environment of this country. We saw Russia invade the sovereign nation of Ukraine, start the largest ground campaign, the largest war in Europe since World War II. And this may portend a different national security threat. This may portend a type of threat that we're going to be facing in the future. I mean, none of us can predict accurately. This could be a time when large belligerent countries led by autocrats are starting to want to reclaim territory they think is rightfully theirs. And folks, liberal-minded countries like us and NATO and our other allies will have to find ways to respond. I am not going to pretend to be able to predict the future. I don't know what it will hold, but I have, with very strong confidence, that whatever we're called to do as a Navy will involve the submarines and the aircraft carriers that are powered by our nuclear reactors. There's no doubt in my mind. And I don't know which direction this will go, but you folks, you will be carrying that burden. And when I say you folks, it's the young folks in the back and the young officers that are just now starting their way to their journey to the first submarines and their first ships. You'll be bearing that burden. Much like in the early 90s, as guys that were my year groups, guys and gals, were figuring out what their challenge was going to be, we kind of took on that burden. We figured out how we were going to play a role in what was a multi-decade campaign against the war on terrorism. I have a challenge that you'll be part of whatever the effort looks like over the next 20 years. So I challenge you to think about that as now your generation's burden. By passing this school, by being successful in this first important step, I think you've shown you have the mettle to carry that burden. So I couldn't be prouder today than to be up here to congratulate you. I couldn't be happier to know that it's folks like you that'll be carrying that burden of our national security for the next 20 or 30 years. So, in closing, Scott, thanks again for having me back to Nuclear Power School. The family and friends, it's great that you'll be able to hear to celebrate with your sons and daughters. And to the graduates, congratulations. I look forward to handing your diplomas. Thank you.
Thank you, Admiral Spencer. We will now present the graduation certificates for Enlisted Class 2201. Families and friends are encouraged to come forward to the area in front of the stage and take pictures while the certificates are being presented. As we recognize today's graduates, we will be recognizing those graduating with honors 3.7 or with distinction 3.5. The class director for Enlisted Class 2201 is Machinist Mate Nuclear Power Senior Chief Eddie Murray.
Sections 1, 2, and 3 consist of electronics technicians and nuclear power. On board nuclear power ships, the electronics technicians are responsible for the operation and maintenance of reactor controls equipment. Section 1, being advised by Petty Officer Walls. Keating. Daniel Sresnick. With distinction, Angeline Long. With distinction, Shabam Patel. With honors, Dylan Campbell. Sean Harton. Lester DeBlizo. William Stebbins.
Okay, families, you can come up closer if you need to.
Oh yeah, all the way up, right up here.
Liam West. Ryan Pinkerton.
Oregon.
With distinction, Alexander Horgan.
Woo! Oregon!
Frederick Emmons. Michael Mayo. Samuel Hamilton. Jacob Ramos. Joshua Duffield.
Let's go, Josh!
William Viscamp. Richard Abul. Kyle Knudsen. Nathan Ing. With distinction, Dylan New. Carson Kimball. Peyton Jackson. Joseph Held. Reed the Rockstro.
Love you!
Hunter Thomas. Chase Gottschalk.
Woo! Chase!
Asena Yao.
Woo! Yo!
Jason Alexander.
Bye-bye.
Christopher Black. With honors, Dakota Velati. Section 2, advised by Petty Officer Robinson. With distinction, Christian Tafoya Gonzalez. With distinction, Mary Hediger. Dalton Carr. With honors, Joseph Wynn. Jesus Avila. Matthew Poling.
You guys can come a little further too if you like. You don't have to be back there.
With distinction, Derek Michael.
It's a family event.
Joshua Grayson. Joshua Marinero. Elizabeth Moraski. With distinction, Jameson Hyatt. With honors, Matthew Keith. Nathan Ost.
Woohoo, Nathan!
Matthew Vonderheide. With honors, Jacob Walker.
Woo!
Brian Hollier. Nathaniel McCarthy.
That's my boy.
Angelo Venegas. Todd Horn. Caleb Blue. With distinction, David Esterberg. With distinction, Isaiah Dobrusky Bliss. Gavin Osowski. Patrick Remillier. With distinction, Jonathan Puffer. Jacob Carter. Jack Crawford. Dylan Frazier. Section 3, advised by Chief McPherson. Mihana Vega. Vincent Tan. Dawson Rufa. With distinction, Timothy Nickerson. With honors, Gregory Bolstad. Richard Burley.
Woo! Yeah.
Austin Westerman. With distinction, Evan Skelly.
Yeah, buddy.
Andrew Rochon. Nash Patrick.
Yeah.
Austin Smith. With distinction, Alaric Rist. Corey Filowich. Nolan Pipkin. Patrick Cownan. Kenneth Savage. Noah Floyd. With distinction, Jared Dibble. Zachary Smith. With distinction, Michael Wilcox. Ian Wagoner. Matthew Ryan. Maximilian Lucas. Barry Black Jr. With distinction, Nicholas Nugent. Ethan Molitor. With honors, Luis Alejo. Sections 4, 5, and 6 consist of electricians' mates, nuclear power. Onboard nuclear power ships, the electricians' mates are responsible for the operation and maintenance of the ship's electrical power systems, including the ship's battery, turbine generators, and switchboards. Section 4, advised by Chief McPherson. Stephen Daigle. David Garcia. Kelsey Reynolds. Madison O'Hare. Jessica George. Joshua Knockreiner. Kobe Britain. With distinction, Matthew Kuntz.
Woo! Matthew! Woo!
Matthew Gohagen.
Yeah!
Adam Weiss. Brett Carawan. Jonathan Anderson. Tyler Frost. Solomon Baldeo. Luke Smith Heisler. Nathan Erickson. Brandon LeBlanc. Christian De Jesus.
Oh yeah, Goose Creek! Woo! Material girl!
Kevin Vaquera Aguera.
Hey, Kevin, very proud of you.
Jonathan Reyes. Grant Turner. Jonathan Pacheco. Thomas Lasowski. Samuel Walker. Matthew Grove. Teresa Alejandro. Cosma Newell. Braden Peterson. Kenneth Emley. Alexander Olsman. With distinction, Jose Cardenas. Section 5, advised by Petty Officer Camacho. Anson Dre Cornell. Brian Lopez. With distinction, Stephen Plimlow. Gisela Tarala.
Smile, Bubba.
Elena McNeil. Kevin Moreno Cabrera. Ryan Weiss. Alexander Roth. Ryan Gonzalez. Colton Johnson. Darian Link. Nicholas Gregg. John Harwood. Adam Head. Toluwalope Akadiri. Cody Rush. With honors, Fabian Toscano.
Take a picture of your father right there.
Noah DeLong. Joshua Yan. Camden Robbins. With honors, Riley Colston. Jacob Omholt. James Smith.
Let's go!
With distinction, Ivan Trujillo. Alan Juarez.
Alan, I love you, puppy.
Israel Rivera. Matthew King. Toby Strouderman. Joshua Raybold. Philip Sevilla. Robert Slaughter. Maxwell Bender. Samuel Hansen. Section 6, advised by Chief Smith. Anthony Hernandez. Lorelei Brewer. With distinction, Evan Lord. Haley Wigner.
Let's go!
Blake Wallace. With distinction, Dylan Oliveira. William DuBose. Brigham Depew.
Yeah!
Leighton Munson. Daniel Opperman. Dustin Brown. Victoria Forstek. John Murdoch. With distinction, Mufasa Rahman. With distinction, Lawrence Herder.
Yeah! Let's go, Herder!
Sage Treadwell.
Attaboy, Treadwell!
Travis Weaver.
Woo-woo!
With distinction, Alexander Norwood. Max Rabinowitz.
Yeah!
Newburn Hannah. Rick Cunningham.
Yay! That's my baby. Yeah, right.
Dane Miller.
My baby.
With distinction, Joshua Cornomo.
Yeah!
Thomas Applegate. Colin Unima.
Happy to get him out of the house, you know?
Brian O'Neill. Aaron McPherson. With distinction, Caleb Nair. With distinction, Robinson LaFay. Nathaniel Madsen.
Get it done!
Brandon Thompson.
Go, Brandon!
Peyton Young.
Yeah, Peyton!
Jack Dawson. Jared Weckler. Nicholas Franchek.
Way to go, Nick! Way to go, Franchek!
With honors, Aiden Allmeter. Sections 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 consist of machinist mates nuclear power. On board nuclear powered ships, the machinist mates are responsible for the operation and maintenance of steam and reactor plant systems, including main and emergency cooling systems, main propulsion machinery, and auxiliary systems. Section 7, advised by Petty Officer Camacho. Misha Manuel. James Thorne. With honors, Brandon Mackey. With distinction, Christopher Bell. Jahari Tassin. Joseph Lopresti. With distinction, Jacob Vickers. James Capo. Diego Garcia Aldana. Crispin Sandoval. Dakota Boots.
Hey!
Joshua Hazelton. Jared Shinfield. Isaiah Edwards. Alexander Bohm. With distinction, Julius Cage. Justin McKay. With distinction, Gregory Soroy. David Gonzalez. With distinction, Harrison Landry. Jacob Juntilla.
Yeah!
Isaac Caillouet. With distinction, Robert Marsh. Stain Koss. With honors, Nathan Jones. Section 8, advised by Petty Officer Walls. Alexandra Broussard. Fernando Vera. With distinction, Adrian Hinahan. Eric Berquist.
That's my son!
Wade Butler.
Wait!
Cal Orengo. Alejandro Alvarenga. James Bush.
I love you, baby!
With distinction, Jordan Ward. Jonathan Goss. With distinction, Frank Savillo.
Let's go, Frank!
Joshua Underwood.
Joshua!
Right here.
Nicholas Castro Dorgans. Andrew Kirk. Gregory Smith. Kai Finland. Joshua Favali. Derek Ishman. David Anthony. With distinction, David Carpenter. With distinction, Irvin Luz.
Irvin!
Keandre Prince. Charles Harkin.
Hey, Charlie! Charge! Good job, look here!
With distinction, Devin Swisher. Alexander Courts. Tristan Azoy. Nathaniel Moss. With honors, Elijah McClure. Section 9, advised by Petty Officer Robinson. Logan Iswald. Giselle Jablonski. Connor Bond. Zachary Kale. Zachary Decker. With distinction, Jake Dewey. Taylor Turbine. Joshua Trezise. Griffin Pratt. Jose Rincon Chavez. Jose Madrigal.
Good job, Seth.
With distinction, Ethan Sutton. With distinction, Zachary Wandry. Anthony Rodano. Seth Beck. Brian Moreno Castillo. Ethan Brandau Holmes.
Ethan!
David Bauman. Clay Timmons. Patrick Wooten. Corey Wright. Robert Ibis. Kevin Scheidhauer. With honors, Alec Moreau. Joseph Llewellyn.
Yeah, I know he's been hiding. Yeah.
Andrew Tyon. Daniel Schultz. With honors, Aiden Brown.
Aiden!
Kyle Pies. With honors, Jackson Burns. Section 10, advised by Chief Smith. Natalie Garcia Robles. Brianna Cook. Jamie Wyman. Victoria Williams. Yanni Olikiano. Josiah Campbell. Gabriel Flores. Kevin Juarez. With distinction, Dakota Miller. Louise Bonilla. Jonathan Smith-Pleska. Jason Nelson. Jacob Johnson. Eric Bodanes. Javon Boone.
That's my baby!
Luke Reed. Patrick Benton. Alec Jackson. Samuel Miller. Samuel Littlefield. With honors, Jason Stoker. With distinction, Mason Folsom. Dennis Berryhill. Section 11, advised by Petty Officer Manion. Madison Dujinski. Sarah Neighbor. Catherine Zwingman. With distinction, Sean Archer. Solana McCain. Rachel Lisi. Thomas Swart.
Let's go!
Trent Wilson. Eric Kupferman. Kyle Kovac.
Yeah, Kyle!
With distinction, Dylan Speed. Kenneth Manning. Jack Pollard. Christian Highsmith. Elijah Dandy. Colin Koshland.
Woo!
Scott Dinas. Maxwell Gubler.
California, sir.
Remington Ibarra. Jaden Aldridge. With distinction, Donald Green.
Let's go, Donald!
Adam Nervigal. Christopher Rommins. Matthew Liebenthal. Joshua Puckett. Zachary Brown.
All right.
Maxwell Belugi.
Yay!
Evan Fishburne. Coulter Anthony. With distinction, Matthew Zender.
Look, Cameron. This way.
Section 12, advised by Petty Manual. With distinction, Cameron Palmore.
Way to go, Palmer!
Skyly Rothel. Jada Thompson. Darren Garrity. With honors, Cameron James. With distinction, Joshua Gavin. Seth Aerosmith. Leo Tunn. James Wilson. Franklin Seibert.
Boy!
Samantha Adams.
Attaboy, Saber!
Aria Taylor. Damian Chris. Gabriel Cook. With distinction, Seth Drexler. Elijah Garcia. Tyler Wolf. Jacob Cook. Wyatt Hampton.
Go right.
Brendan McCabe. Preston Husky.
Way to go, Husky.
Ryan Martin.
Let's go, Ryan!
Justin Cooper. Benjamin Arnett. Tyler Bergemeyer. Justin Hodges. Dominic Lucchesi. With distinction, Joseph Estrella.
Let's go!
Nicholas Rinker. Evan Binney. With honors, Roberto Navarro Ortiz.
Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, attention to award. I will now announce the top graduate in each enlisted rank. The top electrician's mate with a grade point average of 3.78 is EMN3, Stephen Ball. The top electronics technician with a grade point average of 3.81 is ETN3, Christopher Smith. The top machinist mate in enlisted class 2201 honor graduate with a grade point average of 3.88 is MMN3 Matthew Racinas. Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, seats. As we recognize today's officer graduates, we will be recognizing those graduating with honors, 3.6, or with distinction, 3.4. The class director for Officer Class 2201 is Lieutenant Charles Moore, who also serves as an instructor for Officer Reactor Dynamics and Core Characteristics.
Graduating with Class 2201 are two prospective executive officers. Captain Damon Lovelace, prospective executive officer of the USS Abraham Lincoln.
So good, so good. Yeah, you'll miss me, you'll miss me.
Captain Trevor Prouty, prospective executive officer of the USS John F. Kennedy. Ensign Christina Magdalena Gibson. With honors, Ensign Anna Sava. Ensign Melanie Gibbs Simpson. Lieutenant Junior Grade Jeffrey Lynn. With honors, Ensign Alec Ekman. Ensign Irene Humblame. With distinction, Ensign Daniel Fisher. Ensign Eduardo Gomez. With distinction, Ensign Paul Slight. Ensign Christian New. With distinction, Ensign John Thompson III.
Let's go, TD!
Ensign Evan Pender. Ensign Michael Santos. Lieutenant Junior Grade Donovan Lyon. Lieutenant Junior Grade Sean Brennan. Ensign Caleb Settle. Lieutenant Junior Grade Josiah Hunt. Ensign Harrison Vissy. With distinction, Ensign Garrett Latchaw. Ensign Michael Sanchez. Ensign Tristan Sanchez. Ensign John Matson. Ensign Patrick Higgins. Ensign Daniel Roberts. Ensign Rachel Gregoire. Ensign Alec Lockhart. Ensign Bryce Kleinman. Lieutenant Junior Grade Laura Fagan. Lieutenant Junior Grade Maya Matthias. Lieutenant Junior Grade Rochelle Gober. With distinction, Ensign Arthur Devine. With distinction, Lieutenant Junior Grade Scott Waddington. Ensign Maya White.
Maya!
Ensign Daniel Young. Ensign Roy Oxley. Ensign Sean Fitzgerald. With honors, Ensign Scott Shelton. Ensign Ben Lee. Lieutenant Junior Grade Timothy Getcher. Ensign Michael Brunati. Ensign Elizabeth Mulot. Ensign Grayson Hobbs. Ensign Ryan Stark. With distinction, Lieutenant Junior Grade Andrew Abdelnour. Ensign Andrew Curtin. Lieutenant Junior Grade Thomas Hanahan.
Woo! That's my boy!
Ensign Jeffrey Birch. Ensign Jordan Mwebaze.
Yeah, Jordan!
Ensign Aaron Brickman.
Okay, it's okay.
Ensign Jesse Carroll. Ensign Nathaniel Huff.
Good to say goodbye to you.
With distinction, Ensign Joseph Brock.
Go, Joe!
Ensign John McSorley. With distinction, Lieutenant Sebastian McHugh. Ensign Daniel Dubois. Lieutenant Junior Grade Christina Lynn. Miss Eileen Shea.
Yeah!
With distinction, Ensign Alexis Pack. Lieutenant Junior Grade Genevieve Crianeza.
Yeah!
Ensign Madiha Timoni. Lieutenant Junior Grade Amy Hoffman. Ensign Roman Kikowski. Ensign Jonathan Ashton.
That's my boy.
Lieutenant Junior Grade Jason Causey. Lieutenant Junior Grade Anna Maximic. Ensign Brandon Myrick. Lieutenant Junior Grade Robert Hall. Ensign Cooper McCall.
That's my
Robert!
Lieutenant Junior Grade Tyler Valdez. With distinction, Ensign Jacob Dewey. With distinction, Lieutenant Junior Grade Joshua Tonight. Ensign Jay Kim. With distinction, Ensign Christian Olszewski. With distinction, Ensign Lillian Baker. Ensign Clark Demery. Ensign Adam Bowers. Ensign Robert Heidemann.
Way to go, Sam!
Ensign Brian Carp. Ensign Sean Cascarino. Lieutenant Junior Grade Frank Herring.
Hey, Frankie!
Ensign Parker Ellis.
Right there!
Lieutenant Junior Grade John LeMay. Ensign Matthew Fletcher. Ensign Tanakreet Manjai. Mr. Joseph Grogan. Ensign Jared Young. With honors, Ensign Nicholas Allen. Ensign Quincy Patterson.
Naval Nuclear Power Training Command. Attention to award. We will now recognize the top 3 officer students based upon final academic performance. Graduating third in officer class 2201 with a grade point average of 3.69 is Ensign Hunter Volz. Graduating second in Officer Class 2201 with a grade point average of 3.70 is Lieutenant Adrian Navotas. The top graduate of Officer Class 2201 with a grade point average of 3.71 is Lieutenant Daniel Vadova.
Yeah, Vanova!
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we got a couple of awards here. All right. As the recipient of the Vice Admiral Barron's Award, Lieutenant Vadova is presented this plaque. This award was established by the Barron's family to honor his lifetime of achievements as a submariner and sea scientist. In 1955, then Lieutenant Barron's wrote and taught the first nuclear power school curriculum, so it's appropriate that the award is presented to the individual who has distinguished himself through superior academic and military performance. Well done. NNN3 Matthew Racinas, front and center. The following presentation is on behalf of the Charleston Council of the Navy League to the top officer and enlisted graduates in the class. The following are some of Petty Officer Racinas and Lieutenant Vidova's accomplishments as noted by the Navy League. The Navy League was founded in 1902 as an educational and advocacy organization designed to enhance the morale of sea service personnel and provide them a powerful voice in Congress. While assigned as a student at Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, you've excelled in your educational endeavors as demonstrated by your performance. By your unswerving motivation and exemplary work ethic, you lifted up your shipmates and reflected excellence upon yourself. Your drive and determination were superb in performance of your duties and has resulted in your selection as a recipient of the Navy League Award. Stay here, please. Mr. Rick Wise will now make a presentation on behalf of the Submarine Veterans Society, the top officer and enlisted submarine volunteer graduates in the class.
Spencer, Nuclear Power School staff, families, and guests, and especially Class 2201. I'm here representing the almost 300 members of United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated Charleston base, who are honored to participate in your graduation. Our creed to perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in pursuit of their duties while serving their country, that their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation toward greater accomplishments. Pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution. Now, class, I know you're looking up here and you're saying, oh, here's an old guy who doesn't know what I'm facing. Well, old I can't argue with. But I graduated with Class 67-4, so I think I have a pretty good idea what you're facing. Many other members of Charleston Base are also nuclear trained. When you get through with nuclear training, you're changed. You're a little different. When you get ready through submarine training, you're a little different. So you're a lot different at that point. The concepts and tools you learned at nuclear power school and will learn at prototyping in the fleet will help you all through your life. Let me give you a short history of the United States submarine service. In the almost 122 years since the Navy received its first submarine, the force progressed from coastal defense to long-range scouting for the fleet to an offensive weapon that stopped the Japanese in the Pacific during World War II to the impressive tactical and strategic forces they are today. One thing to remember about World War II, in the Pacific, our submariners didn't have the best ships or the best weapons, but they had the best crews. And a good ship with a good crew is fine, but even a bad ship with a good crew can do a lot. You'll be those crews. Since the first seagoing nuclear power plant was placed on a submarine, the USS Nautilus SSN 571, more plants have been operated safely for millions of hours on submarines than any other type of ship. Those of you going to the submarines will have this great legacy to uphold. You are the future of the submarine force. This is why Charleston Base has chosen to present these awards. Now, that legacy may seem a lot, but when they pin those dolphins on your chest, they're also engraved in your heart. I'm going to read an award. Charleston Base United States Submarine Veterans takes great pleasure in presenting the Submariner's Legacy Award for U.S. Navy Nuclear Power Fuel Class 2201 to the name and recognition of your achievements as the highest grade point average submarine escort for your class and the charge with the responsibility of carrying out the legacy, honor, and high standards of the United States Submarine Corps. On the first day of April 2022, pride runs deep. Now, this award has a problem. It's got dolphins on it. These things I wear. You do not want to display dolphins until you've earned them. So since you can't display the award, we also have a card that doesn't have dolphins on it. Thank you very much.
The Commanding Officer's Personal Excellence Award is awarded to a student in each section who is determined by the class director and section leading petty officers exhibited the greatest degree of professionalism. These students were selected based on the virtues of hard work, personal dedication, and desire to succeed. The following students, front and center for the Commanding Officer's Personal Excellence Award. From Officer Section 1, Lieutenant Vadova. From Officer Section 2, Lieutenant Hanahan. From Officer Section 3, Lieutenant Hoffman. From Enlisted Section 1, ETN 3, Campbell. From Section 2, ETN 3, Muraski. From Section 3, ETN 3, Kalman. From Section 4, EMN 3, Emily. From Section 5, EMN 3, Akadiri. From Section 6, EMM 3, Norwood. From Section 7, MMN 3, Cage. From Section 8, MMN 3, Sevilla. From Section 9, MMN 3, Wright. From Section 10, MMN 3, Reed. From Section 11, MMN 3, Zwingman. From Section 12, MMN 3, Ton. Ladies and gentlemen, please recognize Class 2201 Personal Excellence Awardees. The Fleet Reserve Association has established a Hard Charger Award, which recognizes an individual's outstanding effort as a highly motivated student and model sailor here at Nuclear Power School. Mr. Harry Nettles will now present the Hard Charger Award on behalf of the Fleet Reserve Association. Petty Officer Isaiah Edwards, front and center.
Got quite a hike to get here. Should have got a golf cart.
NNPTC at ease.
Admiral Spencer, Captain McGinnis, instructor, staff, graduates, family, and friends. I'm Harry Nettles, Fleet Reserve Association, Low Country Branch 269 President. In 1919, two sailors, a chief yeoman and a chief gunner's mate, testified before Congress on the issue of military pay. They were the first of many to have that opportunity. 2 years later, Chief Yeoman George Carlin, not the funny guy, conceived the idea of an association dedicated to monitoring all legislation that impacts enlisted personnel. He became the father of the Fleet Reserve Association. We were chartered on November 11th, 1924 in Philadelphia. Since then, over the decades, we have been advocating on behalf of the Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, ensuring equity in pay, benefits, and the health and welfare of the sea services. Petty Officer Edwards, it is with immense pleasure that I congratulate you on your selection as the Hard Charger at the Navy Nuclear Power Training Command for Class 2201. It is an honor for the Fleet Reserve Association to present you with this award for your demanding work and perseverance during your course of study. For being awarded the Hard Charger of your class, we would like to add your name and your voice to the Fleet Reserve Association. We will be paying your first year membership for our association. We take pride and responsibility to aid in maintaining the defense of our great country and the desire in obtaining the best type of personnel for our sea services. As I observe you and your fellow classmates, I hope all can see the pride we have in you. And thank you for your service to our country. Shipmate, once again, congratulations.
Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, seats. Captain McGinnis will now offer his closing remarks.
First, again, before I'm not going to stay on script. There was a couple fathers out here. The one in the blue shirt with the gold emblem. I think you get the award for most motivated. So good. Very pumped up by the motivation. It's so good to be coming out of COVID. It's so wonderful to see all the parents here, and what a wonderful, beautiful day. I'd like to thank our choir and band for making this occasion very special. I recognize this is volunteer work and appreciate the effort you put into this. And I'd also like to express NNPTC's appreciation to Admiral Spencer and his flag aide for making the trip to Charleston and for his inspiring remarks. Thank you, sir. Graduates, in a moment you'll be dismissed, but before this I want to leave you with a departing thought. The Navy, in particular, our nuclear-powered warships, have long provided the presence, deterrence, and when required, firepower to defend democracy and American values. These warships are enabled by the endurance and power density of their nuclear power plant. It is now your time to serve and operate our power plants and support our nation with the knowledge and skills you have learned here. It is because our Navy is vital to national security that the staff of NNPTC has worked so hard to help you succeed here. All of you have encountered difficulties along the way, but the fact that you are here today means you are risen above and that you are a safe and trusted nuclear sailor, ready for prototype training and ultimate service to the fleet. I want to say thank you to our tremendous staff, both nuclear and non-nuclear. You do amazing work every day, and these graduates will take a bit of your fire with them to the fleet and in life. Staff and students, I'm proud of each and every one of you. I'd like to end our ceremony with a thank you to all of our families, both staff and students. Their enduring love, support, and sacrifices have made this and our wonderful country possible. God bless NNPTC, God bless the United States Navy, and God bless America.
Guests and graduates, please rise. Chaplain Canales will now deliver the benediction.
All right, please join us in prayer. Mighty God, thank you again for today's ceremony and for those who made this graduation possible. Thank you for the wisdom shared, and may it encourage these sailors to continue to become a better version of themselves, to strive for perfection, to set the example for others, and to motivate them and charge ahead with confidence and resolution. Let them not become weary or lose heart in all they do, and help them to stand firm and stay committed to those values that we hold dear. Please bless these sailors, and may this day remind them of their hard work and dedication and their ability to finish strong, for their work is not yet complete. Give them rest between now and the start of prototype. Watch over them, guide and protect them. Remind them that they are not alone. As we close here today, let us be reminded of all those who have gone before us, who helped pave the way. Lord, bless our sailors and who are around the world, and protect those who are in harm's way. Lord, we pray for those who are here in attendance. We ask you to bless this command, our Navy, and this great nation. We lift these prayers to you. Amen.
Amen.
Admiral Spencer and Captain McGinnis will be available in front of the stage following the ceremony for pictures. Class 2201. Attention. Class 2201. Dismissed.